Hello again and welcome. In this episode, I'll be looking to fit the parts I said about last time, so the bike is ready for my next trip in a Peak District. I'll be looking to fit a new plate on the rear rack, handguards, projector lights, rally rack, I would say, protection for the headlight. I have this phone holder charger that I'll be using as a navigation system. A new aluminium gear lever folding well after I bend the original under the foot peg. I have a screen protector because I think that screen is gonna get easily scratched and it's gonna be difficult to change. Double take mirrors, heated grips, rally seat, and today I just bought from Peter Horton at HortonDesign this 3D printed just like the DNA cover. I'll be putting the link in the description and I'll be giving it a full test. Everything is gonna go today on this bike. Now, I don't know where to start from, so most likely I will let my OCD to decide, and because I'm looking for instant gratification, I will be starting with the rear rack plate. Let's get on. So this is an OEM, Royal Enfield. I find it to be an amazing product. It's extremely heavy and it feels heavy duty. I've bought it off Mikey Spares. They do deliver in UK. Also, I'll be putting all the links in the description of where I got all the parts. I am not sponsored by it, and I think Mikey Spares forgot to give me a nut for this, I assume, because it came with these four ones, and I really thought they were actually nuts on this, but they are no nuts in here. Alright, I checked the box and stuff, so there are no nuts or washers or anything else. To be honest, when I saw that there are no nuts, I thought there's a trade in this, but actually there is no trade in here, but that's fine. So we're gonna align. I can align. Fantastic. You know when I said I'm gonna feed this because I want instant gratification? I'm starting to think I started with the hardest thing because this one comes off a bit. Okay, these two are mostly aligned. This is way off. So it says okay. Somebody really had fun with the angle grinder on this. Oh well, for the price I paid for it on Mikey Spares, I can't complain. But the annoying part is now that I have to make these holes bigger. Or it's better to make the hole bigger in here in order to align them. Why not both? So we got one in there. So won't be able to go further more in there. What happens, you have this shape that goes over this bar, so I am really limited, actually limited by the space I have in here available, and by the looks of it, this is the position it has to be in, because now I can see under and around the welds, and has to be max there as much as this one left allows it. So from here it moves like this, but this is the right position for it. So either somebody put this wrong hole in here, or this is not aligned. Either way, I have to drill the black one under. In order to do it properly, I'll be tightening these two so the plate doesn't move. So when I'll be using the drill, it's all gonna stay in one place. Nut and washer. I'm also using safety nuts, the one with the blue plastic on it, because being at the end here and I'll be having luggage and stuff, with the vibrations, the last thing I want to do is to lose my luggage on the motorway in front of oncoming traffic. So I think this would be the best way to carry on. Yes, it's more annoying because I was thinking to use one of those clips that just go over, but I prefer safety over comfort in this case, because I think I actually prefer safety over comfort regardless. Okay, so these two are tight now. Okay, this should be enough. So now that we have in here, I need to find this. I have the wedged in a dustpan to catch all the metal shavings from this, and it's not a 10 mil, it's actually 6.5 for the hole. So I'll be using a 6 mil drill bit, and I'll be using the rack. It's not as hard as I thought, the metal of the bike's rack. And let me see if it goes in. Very nice. And now this one, so I'm trying to make the hole in the black one and not make the rack bigger. So I'll be pushing to the right side in order to take just the outside of it. Okay, let's see. And the reason for the dustpan is this. Now I don't have to clean my garage again yet. Trying to do this without looking. Nice. And then this one somewhere here. That takes too much energy and effort. Okay, that's enough. And now it looks like that. I actually like it. Okay, there goes my instant gratification, fitting something extremely quick, but it went actually smooth for how bad I was thinking it's gonna be. Next one on the list, since I started with the rear, we'll go for the gear lever, which is this bad boy over here, because last time, as you can see here, I managed to bend it all the way under the foot peg. This one was here where my finger is. Didn't bend too bad. I want to bring it a bit closer and most likely up based on this bending here, so I can have it as spare with me in case the new aluminum one fails or gives up or I break it. I still have a spare to get me home or get me out of the trouble. Okay, let's see how bending out it's gonna work. Let's see if this one is good enough. Also, I have to be careful not to apply too much pressure on the actual shaft. Nope, should also go like this. I will try to undo this bend. I'm not sure if putting it on the vise is gonna help. Well, it's definitely gonna help, but I want to bend it in the right original position. And on the vise, I think it's gonna be a bit complicated, but this is more difficult than expected. Nope, let me try like this. So I want from that angle to move up. Nope, it's the other one. Okay, then I will change the method. I will be fitting it on the vise and then we'll be fitting it back on the bike, back on the vise, back on the bike, and so on until I find the right position. Okay, so keep in mind this is tight. Also, I just noticed the cover of my starter motor either came off or it's coming off. Usually with these screws you have to take them out completely because the gear lever shaft has a channel that locks it. So even though this is not tight, it won't come off. This is gonna hold in it. You see, is this cover kind of popped out, right? Yeah, you can easily see there's no water in left. I noticed also my OCD got distracted again. I need to fix that because if I leave it, I'll definitely forget about it. Funny enough, feels short, if you know what I mean. I mean, this one sits like from the top to bottom because you have all those nuts in the screw in. I feel like those are extended further than this cover can actually handle. Interesting. Let me try with this plier. Grab only the sides down. Nope. I wonder how other Himalayan, if they are the same. Because that's not right. The ice cream machine is here. So if I put it at the back, this one feels like two humans I want to hold on here. But look, I'm bringing it over this edge and it's already at the very end. And also, because of this slip in here, look at the space it is, or where the cable is coming from, it's not enough to go over this. So I think it's by design not big enough. There's not much space in there. Or, I don't think so, but maybe if I lift it, I was thinking maybe the cable sits too high. You know, because this is part of the starter, got the screw and now sits over. So unless we move the cable, which is this yellow part in the middle, under this nut, which I don't think is possible, but even like that, this screw is gonna be too high. So yeah, there's no chance this part in here is gonna be enough from the cable all the way down to there. I need to check my mates Himalayans now. I'll ask them to show me their starter motor cable, but yeah, doesn't go more. That's it. Anyway, back to business with this bad boy. Back on the vise. I think I will do something else. I will fit this part in the vise. And then here I'll be using my two hands. Nope. So he's moving from there. What if I use this? Nope. It's opening the claw. Maybe these are not the best things out there, but still. Okay. I think I might have to leave it as is, to be honest. Let me get the camera in there. Nope. Let's try like this. Woo! Much better now. We still have to undo this one to align it in there. Woo! Much straight. Alright, test fit. Still think it's a pretty bad bend. There's the part number if you need it. I'm most worried about this. What I can try is to use a force. Even though that this one, wait, let's not do it on the weld. The problem by doing this is I'll be straightening the whole thing. Okay, so we'll see as well. And probably I can bend it again on the bike. Okay, let me make the bottom part more straight. And also have to make sure, so over here on this edge, not to go over the weld. So just next to the weld, as I don't want to break the weld. The other way, it's getting there. Oh, this is the amount of force. Let's hope the vise doesn't leave the workbench. La la. But actually, much nicer now. But I still have to bend it out because it's too straight. But I think we have a much better place to start. Now it's there. I need to bend just from here like that. Actually, well, this one goes somewhere here. If I manage to bend perfectly from there, that would be fantastic. Okay, we need to cut this part. So what it actually needs is for this to go this way. But from there, kind of like this. Much better. Let's see how it looks. Kind of with the same idea of measure twice, cut once, as I don't have to do it on and on and on and on and on again. See, it's almost getting there. If not there, actually. Actually, what I was thinking is to have it closer to the engine, which this might look like it's enough, but it has to go a bit down like this. Yeah, I feel like this is the right position. So if I'm gonna put a screw in, making sure this is the position. Come on, baby girl. I know it didn't. Okay, so you went through. And this is the position required for it. Need to bend this one out. Let me see if I can do it now with this bad boy. Nope. I don't break this rubber, so I might have to do it again on the vise to bend this one out a bit, because I can't put it too much in, even though that I want it as in as possible. Okay, so going down is not a problem, and going up is still okay. Let me see if I can get the camera in such a good angle. So the closest point now is this corner that I need to bend out and make it straight, and that should be a job done. Ooh, have an idea. Let me use this, which is the wait, so you stay there. Nope, it's bending the rubber, so it has to come out and do it on the vise. Back to the vise, but I like where this is going. Okay, so tighten this one exactly at this bend, because this is what we need to bend. Now let me see if I can do it with this, which I highly doubt. Nope. Ideally would be have more leverage. In order to do more leverage, I have to tighten this. So if I bring it out like this, it's too much and I have to pull it out. So basically this, and I think it's a tad more, probably this much. Okay, let's see what I did. Is tad too low. This would be the right position. Need to fit the screw so you can see the distance between the gear lever and the engine case. Come on, for some reason the lighting on the phone is really bad. Anyway, yeah, that's perfect like this. Yay, I got a spare one. Ooh wee! Very nice. Oh, I think I actually need this to fit it on the new one, because this one will go in the box with the parts. I actually don't need a new one, even though this one, let's hope it's not too loose. And let's not forget the screw in here. Getting overly excited. Anyway, this one looks actually like a 10 mil. Yeah, boy. It's aluminium. Maybe we should have put some Loctite on it. Usually the rule of thumb for these gear levers is to be at the same level with the foot peg horizontal, because if you go one tooth low, it's here, it's gonna be too low. Oh, I see even has a dot on the shaft, but I think they want it. Now you can put it here, which I still find it right, but should I go a bit higher? Where is the next one? Oh, that might be a bit too high, but I like that it's away from stuff. Actually, what I should do, but I'm too lazy to do it, is to put my boots on, jump on the bike, and see where this position is. I think I might leave that one for the end, but I prefer to have it slightly higher, because my boots are flexing as well from my ankle, so I should have enough here and should be pretty out of the way. Okay, let me fit some Loctite to the thread, because this is aluminum, and I know from experience metal on aluminum plus vibrations equals disaster. So I fitted a stupid amount of Loctite, but while putting it through this hole and other bits like that, there's not gonna be much left on the thread in there. So is what it is. Tighten it carefully, because once you cross-threaded, it's kind of done. I gotta say, sticks out a lot compared to the original one. So this one, it's the, well, let me move this. It's the Adventure Rally something from Royal Enfield, bought from Hitchcock Motorcycles. Amazing dealership, totally recommend them, but damn, it sticks out a lot. I mean, yeah, it's nice for the boot and stuff, but it's so much out in the open. I mean, look where the wheel is, and look how much out this one is. So when you're going inside the rut, I think honestly I have all the chances of taking it out. Look at that, my god. One of those crash bars in here just to protect my gear lever, so in case there's something big coming, I stop in the crash bar rather than take this one out. So that's why I got spares with me. Anyway, while I'm here, I just remembered again, I want to move my honk from there all the way there, so it's protected and I won't be having any issues. In order to do that, I need to take these two out, try to remember the order, pull them out while the tank is out and feed them up in there. 2 jobs done, many more to go. I need to start working on the front. Windscreen has to come out, and then I need the handguards in here, which means, yeah, I don't know where to start from. I know what, I feel like taking this one off, so that's what I'll be doing. And yes, I know there's a mess of tools everywhere, but I usually clean at the end, because I can't be bothered to clean every single job, put all the tools away, then start again. Hell no. So I'll be having tools down here, tools out there. So you only have 4 screws of 5 mil in here, and then I have a feeling that Ali tower, Ali bar, how you call it, let me know in the comments how you want to call that, sits just behind this. So having those in there, taking this out nicely. Oh yeah, I have the cover for this, the protector. I think it sits on this. It has some rubber grommets here doing the right job. Let's put it nice and safe there, I don't want to scratch it. Which also reminds me I need to fit this one before this bad boy. Okay! Feels like progress. What's next? I need to feed that, which this is all it came with, which makes me think, I don't think it's like this. I highly believe it's like this. So it sits over. Actually, I can leave it at that in there and do a test fit. Yeah, boy! It's there, like this. Nice. Well, if I fit this one now, it's gonna be more difficult to deal with all the cables and stuff. Way too many decisions to make, and this one they need to be fitted in there. Let me actually assemble it. Oh, it's like plastic or extremely thin. Oh, and I didn't get the branded one. Yeah, I really chipped out on this. Okay, so this one looks kind of like the 5 mil as well. Almost look like a very expensive toilet paper holder, I gotta say. What worries me a bit is these two, they look quite straight, but this is short, and I think my OCD is gonna be really annoyed that these two brackets, they're gonna come in, because I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen in a second now. Yeah, so this one I got it off AliExpress. Not sure if I should recommend it at this point, because you see right here, so it's actually square now, but it might not be square once I tighten it. Okay, it feels tight enough. Yes, it's not square. It's not square. Yes, it's going in. So this one goes in, but less than this one. So annoying. Yeah, I think £7 on AliExpress, so maybe I should not complain. But come on, they could have made it 10 mil wider, longer, whatever. I want to fit the protector on this. In order to do that, I need to fit this. So I have this one that goes in there. But it came with this nice pouch that it says, well, Mikey plastic spares. Not a plastic... Not a plastic bag. Bruv, if this is not a plastic bag, then what it is? It beats me. I find weird that some of the parts that I order from Mikey Spares, they came in the like official box with label and stuff and everything. And then some of them, they come in a not a plastic bag, packing material. And yeah, I get this. And they say, yeah, you figured it out. How? Okay, so I have one screw in here, one in there, and two at the bottom, plus a casing on it. But I don't know where this goes where. So, oh, I'm starting to figure it out. So first of all, comes out from the... Yeah, let me leave the things down and I will explain now. And let's not mix them up. I have 4 little ones for some reason and 2 long ones. But look at this. I thought this will go here against it. You know, like a protector does. But this one has to screw in there. So if I align it, it's gonna be somewhere here. Look at the distance. If this one is in there, guess what? It doesn't reach. So those two are the rear. I think it fits with this. Where that fits in? There's nothing there. Wait, is it upside down? Am I doing it wrong? Bro, don't tell me this is upside down. Because I was really focused on fitting it like that. What about... This should be like this. When it has a part number on it. Only on that side. Probably the wrong one. There you go. Uh-oh. I found 2 screws in there. Bro, this one goes upside down. I found 1 and 2. I think that's where it goes. So this bad boy goes, probably like that in there. Nope, because those screws are not the right side in there. Nope. You know what, when I asked for this, I didn't ask for a puzzle. Probably I wasn't clear about it. Okay, so I have a feeling 100% this one goes like this bracket. Now where this bloody bracket goes, that's a different story, because it should have 2 screws that goes like that, kind of 45 degrees or something, 60 degrees more likely, and they advertised it in this position, so makes me think this is the right position. I do have those 2 in there, but they're further apart under the headlight, but they do match. Nope, these 2 in here that I just showed you, they are closer, so it can't be those, and it's not on here. Patience. Breathe. You know what, I'll be doing something else. I'll be fitting those 2 here, temporary. I have a feeling is with this one goes through here. And let's do it nice and quick. Nope. Okay, so I couldn't help myself. And I removed the headlight with 4 mil. Now that I removed it, I saw it has these 2 screws in here, which makes me think those 2, if these 2 go in here, how these 2 is gonna connect? Because it's obvious that this is not working out. Or, hey, I think I noticed what I might have put this bracket the other way around. So if I flip it, it might actually be alright. Anyway, these are 3 mil. And also the other thing that annoyed me with this, they're kind of made like of cheese. Also, the thread inside was fully painted, so it's extremely difficult to put these ones in there. I think I might need to smash the Torx in there, only in that one then. If I flip it, it moves with everything. I think I loosen it up enough to undo this one because I don't think my Allen key goes all the way in. I think it's stopping in something in there because this is very weird inside. Okay, so it's loose enough, I mean, but this MF, yeah, is refusing to do anything. So in cases like this, I have to use force. So the trick to take an Allen out, like this one, that is all around it, is to smash a slightly bigger Torx in. So I'm having this one over here. Putting the Allen bit, you'll feel that it likes to sit in a place, usually where the lines align, and then you smash it. And you smash it. Preferably straight. Try not to lose the position you have it in. Then you take it out with something appropriate, like this. There you go. So now, okay, so I can feel there's tension again on it. Wow, I think I need to put a spanner then. Come on, almost there. Don't be what you are. You think I can reuse this one? Maybe I shouldn't. They should really give instructions with this, like this. Of the bracket, it's off. We have them in here. Take the Allen key again. Come on. So, okay. Let's not make it extremely tight. I'm not happy with this product. I highly doubt I've bent it now. And this is the second one that doesn't align. I mean, come on. It's definitely not bent because these two ears like that are straight. And this bracket seems straight as well. So, not my fault. I started to wonder if these parts are actually parts that fail the quality check, hence you can get them so cheap. But there's nothing to say there, like a disclaimer or anything in that regard. I got them close, but I didn't make them too tight because I want to see how it fits. I got the headlight in here. I don't remember breaking this, but okay. So theoretically, the screws are going in there. Yeah, well, they align now, which is nice. Obviously, they don't align with the front. See? Well, we are getting there. We are getting there. So I need to fit these ones in here and then see from there. I obviously won't be fitting this one. I need to find a replacement for it. I can fit the old one, or I can check my box of screws if I find a good replacement for it. Thread wise, this might be a tad too long, but it doesn't matter if it has space to go in. Let's see how it goes by hand first, and if it's accepting all of it. Not quite, that's too much. What I can actually do is I can make it shorter, because I highly doubt I have another short one like this. I mean, this short. So that's kind of the thread difference. So I might need to take the Dremel out and find a replacement. Let me have a look in the garage and I'll be back. Alright, I don't have any other screws to replace that, so I have to make this one shorter. I marked the distance, so I'll just be cutting it almost there. Come on, make the edges nice all around so you don't have problems putting the thread in. And be careful, it's hot. You can test fit, see if it goes in, or it needs to be perfect. You haven't done enough to take the rough edges, because looking on this one, it still has exactly that part. You see that at the top that leads to almost nowhere, but it works. Leave it there. Now let's cut the other one. I decided to replace both of them, as the other screw that actually came out was a bit difficult to take out, and I know the Allen key slipped once, and because it slipped once, I don't want to tighten it, slip again, and then I won't be able to take it out. So I prefer to do this one, because bloody hell, they are made out of cheese. I don't like them. Looking very nice. Ooh, hot. Let's try as well. Let's see if they go in properly. It's very, very hot. I think it's too hot to have my fingers on it long enough. Ooh, to thread it in. Maybe I should put a 10mm socket on them. Come on. Yeah, boy. It works. The other trick you can do, you can first fit a nut, thread it all the way in, you cut it, and then when you take the nut out, it automatically does the thread for you. This one in the right position. Well, there's only one position. Let's see how it goes in here. I think it sits easier like this. It goes up like that. No, it's already touching the top in here, and over here is not even properly done. So I'm not sure what's actually happening. Okay, I think I might need to stop the camera for this. Try to fit it, because I'm starting to lose my patience. Or the other thing I could have done is to fit this bracket first, the small one, onto the headlight, and then fit the other two screws. I guess that was another option too. But even like that, I'm still not too sure what to think about this bloody bracket. Well, anyway, I fed this one. Now we have this bad boy that goes in here. I think I will take the 10mm out this time. Come on. Okay. So it even makes the life hard to put them in. It doesn't let me go further more, because it's touching there, and then it's touching at the base between this bracket and the headlight, just there. And this is already on the headlight, and the screws are nowhere near them. And I literally have, if I bend it out, all the force I'll be using to bend it, it's gonna be put in this plastic casing, which is not fully threaded. I really don't like this. And I think what I need to work with is exactly this angle here. So because this is not 90 degrees, I believe this angle here should have been 90 degrees. What I'm actually tempted to do is to take it off, and once it's done on the vise, I can actually do it properly back. I can take them out from here. These ones are not fully tight, and this one as well. And then try to bend just this bracket on the vise over here. So if I'm gonna fit, let's try here. Okay, now I want to do it like this. No, not good. Not good, because what it does, it pulls this. And that crack was this plastic cracking. So before I destroy a brand new headlight, I should stop being lazy, take it completely off, and at the expense of wasting so much more time to do such a simple job that I was thinking it's gonna be 5 minutes, boom boom boom, job done. But this is not boom boom boom, job done. This is a total pain in the backside. So what I want to do is I want to bring this one in, because this is the position for it. This one has to drop. Bloody hell. Hell no. Definitely I was not doing this on the headlight. Okay, let's adjust it here. And then let's take the Ooga Booga. Yeah, this is not a job to be done with the headlight on. Hell no. I'm starting to wonder about these products of Mikey Spares, because I had issues fitting that rack on the rear. Now I'm having issues fitting this OEM with air coats, and I still have to fit handguards and what's that? The rally seat. Okay, so exactly, this one fits in 2 places. As far as I remember, it was like this, if I'm not too wrong. Yeah. Okay, what shall we fit in here? Let's fit these 2 Allens, since we have an option. In case we ever want to take it, it will be easier to access the ones on the side without taking the headlight off. Again, I won't tighten them too much, because I want to see how it actually fits again, and then I can take it from there. This one goes in here. Look, if I was smart enough, I should have actually replaced them. Change between them. I have put a longer screw in here. Actually, no, it wouldn't have not work, because we got a plastic cover going in here that is still on the motorbike. That's fine. That's one. I mean, come on, bro. Yeah, I know I bent them, but I bent them in the right direction. That's the difference. But anyway, now I cannot complain. Well, actually, I can complain, because I was thinking I cannot complain because I bent it. But the reason I bent it is because it's not straight to start with. So it's definitely... Okay, I can tighten these 2. Hey, we're closer to the truth. There you go. So just a little tension on them. And this one sits mostly wonky. Okay, why it moves is this one's. Okay, so that's good. That means this bracket has to go there, and this one has to go up like this. And now it sits straight, because I push like this. It moved into the bracket, so now these 2 are mostly aligned. See, that's why it's not a good idea to tighten them. Boom. And this bad boy can actually go like this. Okay, and now we are there. God, look at the space he has between. You can put your hand there. Oh well. Now let's go back on the bike and see what we can do in here. Obviously I will have a hard time feeding that through with this spring, because this spring, weird enough, it's narrower here, wider here. Fell out. I don't think it's bigger side on here, because it doesn't have any marks on it, and it might be here. Yes, yeah, there are some tiny marks in there. So it's the wider side towards the bike and the narrow side towards the headlight. That's how it goes. And it's done with this 4mm in an extremely awkward position. And it's the length of this, so when you're pushing, it's not reaching. How am I supposed to do this? Well, somebody in the factory done it, but probably they done it on the bench, which made their life easier, because this is not coming out from here. And this has to be in there. Well, this goes in there. Let me put the headlight on its position. Okay, so the headlight is more or less aligned on the side holes. Now let's take that 4mm that I've misplaced. There you go. It was looking at me, but it didn't have the mouth to scream. And now we should play with this until we find the thread. I'm assuming it's this one. Yeah, so it's tightening, which is good. And I was looking here through this hole, but on the other side. Aha, there you go. Much better position. No, wait, this one is on my way. Now it's that better position. For UK here, the top of the thread was aligned with the plastic bit that sits on the headlight. So that means it has the right position for the road. I will show you in a minute if I manage to do that, because the spring is pushing against it, so it's really hard to turn it. It's kind of like this. I will show you now what I mean. So if you go in here, the plastic I was talking about is this, and in the middle you can see the thread of the screw. It's on the line with the plastic bit. So now that we have that done, we can actually move to these parts. that I have a feeling they go in like this. No, they don't. And they go the other way around. Okay, so this, I thought this narrow part goes in here where the grill is, but actually goes inside the headlight. There you go. Because yes, so he came like this. So my thought was he goes in the grill facing that way, but I give up. Really? They are Torx. Why? Everything so far was Allen, and they decided, you know what? We're gonna fit a Torx in there because it makes sense. If everything is an Allen, the Torx should be definitely the right one. Okay, I've bent this one a little bit so it's slightly more aligned and not in a lot of tension, but I wasn't able to find a hole in there. What is that? A T27? Oh, I'm so good at this. Let me take a ratchet, how you say that? Let me know in the comments. About that much. Keep in mind, even though the thread is metal, that nut is in plastic casing inside the headlight, which means it's easy to break. So now that I've done the easy jobs, I'm not sure if the harder jobs they're gonna go smoother or they're gonna be much harder. I feel like I need a break. Anyway, what's next? I will leave the handguards for the last bit, which means what I want to do now is to take the tank off. You have a toolbox. I need to transfer it on the other saddle, and you have these screws in here. And yes, it does not work removing this one because the tank has to come backwards and this lip is gonna hit on this. So that's why I have to remove these bad boys in order to do the job properly. Okay, so removing the tank, it's easy. You have the 3 screws here, 10 mil, 1, 2 and 3. Then I will show you, once this one is out, what else you have. To take the tank out, you have these 10 mils in here, 1, 2 and 3. You slightly lift the tank. Then you have a plug over here on this side, which I use the pick to push in and push out. And you have one button here. One on the other side, you have to press on both sides to actually open it up. You see, like that. And then you have this plug that has the clip on this side. You press it out, job done. The reason I'm taking it out is because I have multiple accessories I have to put through, and I want to route all the cables nice and neat under the tank. And since I'm here, I'll be changing this cover as well. So let's get cracking. To take this one out, it's a 4 mil Allen key, which they shouldn't be too tight based on my last experience when I was in here. Easy to take out. Keep hold of them because I need them to push them back in. I remember almost breaking my nail in here, so I'll be using this time. Et voila. And in order to use this 3D printed one, I need to replace the O-ring. Also, very important, and this is for Peter as well, this one has a metal bushing all around, but this one in this case is not for vibrations. This is actually made not to squeeze the plastic and to break it, because this 3D printed one doesn't have the metal bushing in here. I have to be very careful turning that one in, actually not turning it, screwing it in. And also what I think I'll be doing in this case, I will be interesting, this one seems like it's joined in here, you see. So is this not a full O-ring? It's just something else. I don't want to use this. I think I'll be using the Stanley blade, because this one is much thinner and I can go much nicer inside. There you go. A few times to go under and voila. Yeah, boy! And then we fit it back in here. Same side. Don't mix the sides because they have a groove. You see? Compare with this side where it doesn't. This one does. Because that groove sits on this lip and you want to be done properly. Very nice! And then this bad boy goes in here like this. Come on. I will be putting Loctite on them. And the reason I'm doing that is because I won't be able to tighten them as hard I'm tightening the original one. I want them to stay tight and not come loose while riding. And then yeah, I do this to all of them. I think this upper might be some hard stuff. Oh, that's way too much. Yeah, when you do that, it goes on your fingers, or you can do this and you take some with the other screw out, and now you have two. Or if you have a screw in handy, that needs as well. Bam bam bam. Is this angle wrong? No, it's me that I'm bad to the bone. My fingers are a bit wetty betty. Come on, why is this not going in? It goes in. Okay, keep in mind there is no metal bushing in there, so don't crack the plastic. Okay, and I prefer to tighten it like this because I don't have the same amount of force I have like this, because this is a lever now, and the further you are, the more force you can apply without knowing. The closer you are, you're not able to apply too much. And the rule of thumb is, if you think it's close to breaking, you should stop. That's it. I think it's close to breaking. I mean, also my fingers hurt from applying so much force in here. We're gonna put this aside in case we go back to it later on or we need it, I don't know. What I've noticed, there's a mode where they cut all of this around and you basically gonna obtain the exact same thing. But for how much this one costs, yeah, I prefer this. I will put a link in the description of the product and of his eBay store. It's a top lad from Bristol. Now, horn, honk. What I want to do, in order to do the horn, there's no point in having this bracket in here anymore. So I'll be removing this screw. Now, in order to fit this, I will be removing this bracket from here. But this is a massive screw. And is this massive screw just for it? Yeah, interesting enough. And also, I need to remember this. This was almost out. Yeah, this one needs some contact cleaner. This is a bit dirty. And then this one, I really hope, because I will definitely be losing which one is which. Well, I guess if it doesn't work, I just have to move them to the other side. I think this one might have some, I'm not sure if that's mud or melted plastic. I guess we're going to find out. Take this one out, and where is this going? Okay, so this one has that in there, which I need to see how I can actually take it out. There you go. Well, this one is inside the frame. I think I'll be using a pick because I can make more force. So my phone battery died, so I had to do a bit of work behind the camera, but I didn't do much and I will talk you through it. So as you remember, the horn was here. I removed it. You have a clip just behind my finger tip in there. Where is this one? In case it's facing you, is one of those where you can open it. As you can see, you lift that little bracket in there and you undo it. Or, as you can see, there's nothing holding it too much. You can put a pick and push it out just like I did. And then you have a cable tie just here going in there. That goes like this. That holds two cables. One for the fan and one for the horn. I snapped that one out. What I did, I find it easier. I took the cable out through here and brought all of it on this side, and then from here I fed it behind the fan and I got it out where my finger is, this one, and I got it out all here, and then from here I managed to fit it there, and then I got it all out through this way, through here it came out, and then I wrapped it around this bar because over there, I'm not sure if I can put my phone, there's another cable, that one, you see, and after I got it out, it's actually this one in there. That's the cable, that one shining at the bottom, and it goes up. I put it around this cable behind, is this cable over here, bring it up, and this is the horn. I've removed this nut from here. You have to also hold this one in place because this one is spinning freely, and also on the vise I bent this metal bracket that holds it over here. This one, as you can see, is not straight on the bike, that I managed to put a bend in here and one at the top, and then I feed the cable through, comes up in here. Contact cleaner. I also put some waterproof silicone grease, extremely good for the contact and keeping the water out. And let's see. Yeah, it works, it's there. Happy with that. I want to finish in this area so I can carry on. So I did a bit of TLC and fitting. I got this stuff off AliExpress to hold the phone. The idea is has a vibration damper in here. You can fit whatever phone you want because these claws are adjusting, but also these ones are adjusting, and these ones depending on how wide it is. So you can adjust it for your phone or tablet, or more like a mini tablet, and it's holding it. And then you can buy the extra kit, and this is the stuff. I'll put the link in the description. It comes with a wireless charger. Voila! You can turn it on and off from here. I hope, and by the sound of it, this is like a complete kill switch because there's nothing on the cable, and I don't want it to drain my battery. Otherwise, I have to feed one of those Oxford junction boxes. Yeah, so you have an USB-C to charge random stuff or the other phones or camera batteries or whatever you have, and then you have that. Problem is, I fit it on here. I've placed it over here. I need two hands. There you go. And it looks like this atrocity. I cannot live with this. I mean, look where the handlebar is, look where the display is, and where that one is. I mean, I had the windscreen temporary over here. I did one thing. Wait. One thing I did is after having it over here, it looks horrible, no matter what you say. I found that probably the best position for me would be to hold this one backwards all the way down, and then this one I can push it like this. So kind of this is the angle, which it's out of my cockpit area, so I can lean over and stuff, but I still find it too intrusive. Ideally, I wanted this part to be here. This is what I thought it's gonna be. What I've noticed is that if I push this one like this, it goes up like this, so it's all kind of in a straight line. I have plenty of space that is wasted over here. So I'm thinking if I take this bar and bring it as low as possible to these brackets that holds the windscreen, that means I'll be winning about this much. It's tight in there, so that means this one has to kind of stay straight, or as straight as possible. But if I'm winning this much, my phone is here, all of a sudden it's gonna be much more backwards, and I can probably push it up lower. Most likely it's gonna be in a position like, probably like, come on, like this, and this bar goes down in here, so I'm winning a lot of space, because this setup, it's horrible. So what I'll be looking to do is to see where my brackets are. So basically what I noticed in here, this line, where is this part, you see, just a few mil difference, so it doesn't matter. So I will be unscrewing these two, drop the bar to match this line, mark it, hole, bring it lower, and see how it is. If I like it, I leave it there and cut nicely around it and have it like that. Or if these two bars are not in my way, I can leave it there. Maybe in the future I want to reverse it all the way up, or maybe I can put multiple holes here so I can adjust where I want to stay with it. This brings us back on the workbench. What we have, perfect. Okay, so let's not lose that stuff, hopefully, or that stuff, because the position of this doesn't matter. What I'm more interested is to bring it as low as possible in there, which would be somewhere here. Based on the lines, it's gonna be here. My god, you can see the distance, almost a finger in there. Yeah, whoever designed this, they fucked it up. Whoops. Let me take my Milwaukee pen. I don't quite like this. I want to do it roughly. Can I do it on the inside? Well, I can measure the size of it. I'll be lazy for that. Find it too complicated, so I'll try to gauge it. So I want it, yeah, somewhere here is fine. So I'll be doing a hole in here. Nice. And then if I'm gonna look over, might be a bit too low because I need to look through this hole. So I need to be here. So X marks the spot because I have that one that sits like this. Ooh, actually that might work. So in order to actually do it much better than this, what we have in here. Huh. So is this perpendicular? It's perpendicular like that. So basically if I do this and I sit it over, that's the position I need. See, told you this Milwaukee is amazing. Or this doesn't fit, need a different pen anyway. Maybe I should take that thing over. This is what I said it the first time. Where I mark it first, kind of. Because this one sits in here and this is where I want it. Yeah, it's where I marked it first. There. Now I need my trustworthy drill. Back to the vise. Hold this bad boy in. Boom. You might need a better angle. There you go. Actually, my camera is a bit in the way and I can't see or put the drill. So, there. And this is a metal bit, good. I should have used a punch here. And I don't think I have a puncher with me. I think I've lost it or something. Let me go slow a bit. Another thing I can do is I can use a smaller bit to drill first, and then I can switch to the bigger one. Let's try with a 2.5. Let me see if this works better. Okay, I'm not sure what this thing is made of, but this stuff doesn't drill. I was not expecting that. You know what? Let's see this. 1.5 mil. Uh-oh, too much force, and I was bending the drill bit. So I just broke the drill bit. All it did was to scratch the paint. What's this thing made of? The same stuff they used on Wolverine? Yeah, these are the best drill bits I have. And I never had the issue with them until now. Let me think about it. I'll be back. I've done a few things behind the camera. So I could not drill this one in the end. I'll probably leave it for tomorrow or a different day. So I just put everything back together. I put the windscreen back 1, 2, 3, 4. I've left this one here temporary in case I manage to drill this one later on. I can move it. If not, I just snap it out and put it back on. The cable, I follow the same route, so I got it here, the same route as the horn, and then I have this end that goes behind between the frame and the airbox. Look, there you go. Over there, it goes under, comes out through here, under this metal bracket, and here we are. So I left it there because I have a few more to fit. I had to play with the projector light, because these were fun. I had them on my car as well, but fun fact, they are for left-hand drive if you talk about a car, or right-hand drive if you talk about the road, which means you have to cut something inside. I tried to figure out everything in here, and once I was happy with this one, I can just carry on with the next one. So back to the workbench. So let me tell you something. They are actually made for the motorcycle, fun enough, because they do come with this switch. So off, low beam, high beam. So you just have to connect these ones between all of them. I need to see if there's a piece of paper that says how to connect them, or actually, if I remember right, it's in the description on how to connect them. So I'll be putting that one in the video description just to see if you want to have them, but I definitely need to find. I bought them cheap of AliExpress. But what I like to do is, because this one doesn't have a completely flat line, it has, as I said, for oncoming traffic. So it goes, how it is, lower here, flat, up, and then over. So if you put it low enough not to bother the incoming traffic in UK, then you won't be able to see anything in front. So what you need to do, you have two screws. As you just seen, I have to take them out. And one over there. And then you have to have fun prying this one open because it's damn stuck. What I noticed it works best. I have a leftover of a flat screwdriver, which I angled the top. I use an angle grinder. I noticed that this part here is the only flat part. I noticed if I keep it this way, put this one in the middle in here, hold it down, take the wooga booga, and then you need to do this one up. Preferably you have another one just like this one over here. This is just a normal flat screwdriver, but I can do this as it has a bit of glue and a gasket in there, or not call it an o-ring, that goes in this gap. So this is what you find inside, and that's the bit I was talking about. As you see, it goes flat and then goes up and goes that way. Well, you have to remember this one sits like this, and then you have the reverted image of this, because if you look up you see my white wall, but everything is upside down. So down it's this stuff. Am I right or am I wrong? Oh yeah, the workbench is the white part, and yeah. So what I take the trustworthy Dremel and just take that lip over there. So all I need to take out, and this is the fourth time I'm doing it, so it's fine, just this bit here. You don't want to go higher, so you have to take the surplus of material, which funny enough is exactly the thickness of this. So what I need to do is just to start on here. By the way, you need to hold it from this point because this one retracts. That's how high beam works. You have here another cable. So when you put power through it, it doesn't change anything in the LED in there. It actually lifts this. That's all it does. What you don't want to do is to cut more from this metal, because otherwise you have to point them down even more. So when you're putting high beam, you're kind of putting high beam with the lights down rather than seeing in front. All right, so let's make some noise. Well, let's lift this one first. Oh, it's getting hot here on the finger, but it's almost there. I think that's it. If I'm not wrong, it's actually hiding behind in here. There you go. Et voila. Let me make it nicer a bit in here. Drops a good one. Anything behind left? Just a small lip. That's fine. We can leave it in there. Taking this one out, I tried to take it out. Yeah, it did not work well, and it's gonna be very difficult to hold it in hand. So now, if you look at it, it's a complete straight flat line. And even if you go a bit more in here, that's completely fine, because this would be, as you're driving in UK, it would be on your left, so you'll be able to see the side of the road better. But I do not recommend that. Try to keep it straight. Now we just need to feed this one back. Let's clean a bit here, where all of this goes back, and they are again waterproof. If you want to go the extra mile, you can put a liquid gasket, a thin layer there on both sides, and that should help. But I have the one on my car, and then I did not put anything, I just assembled it back, and after a few thousand miles they still work. It's all fine, no condensation, nothing inside. Okay, let's put this one on the side. Now the fun part, it took me ages to realize how this one works best on the bike, and of course I had to use some of my screws, hence the box in here. So we have the bracket, we have these two, we have this one, and then from here we get another short one to connect to the top one. These two are not needed because I will be replacing with these two. The reason I'm replacing these ones is because they are too long, so when it goes on the bike like this, they screw in so much that they go into the projector. I mean, given the size of this, I mean, they are made for something really big. I'm not sure what they are made for, but they are bloody huge. So over here, take the short one of these things, we put it through, insert it in here, and if I am looking right, I see. So this one is going forward first. Fantastic thread on them. Let me take the, where I put the Allen key. Sorry, didn't have them out to scream at me. Okay. I noticed from the other one it has to be pretty tight, maybe a bit more tighter. That should be like this. Over here, we are taking this big bad boy again. One thing to notice, you have this plug in here. Have to be careful because, yeah, so it's only the other one that gives me troubles. Because this one is clearing, but the other projector is not clearing. It's clearing because this screw is not in. Once you put the second screw in, it won't clear. So you have to make sure you are out. Because once it's here, it won't work. There, right? I think what I should have done, thinking about it, maybe I should have bent this one out to give me more clearance, but it's not needed, even though this one is pretty well in there. And now I can take these two and connect it there. 1000 point questions. Can I actually do it without moving the bike? The other thing I've done, I just remembered, they came with some tape. Let me make some space in here. Ooh, that went smoother than expected. So I found out that my ideal space for them, it's here. The reason I'm putting this tape is not to scratch the crash bars, and also by not scratching them, they won't rust. And these ones, they have tiny ribs in them. There you go. And if I'm putting enough material just to bite into this PVC tape, they should be completely fine. I'm putting a bit more, like going left and right, just because you see now when I'm gonna tighten it, it's gonna move a lot. And in case I want to move it in the future or anything, I do have the space to do it. But it's more on the middle, it's more like an arch, so I just want to cover a bit more. Noise. So this bad boy goes like this. I go down on my knees. Actually, I learned from the other one. You hold it in. Actually, from the other one I learned again, you can rest it there. So it gives me a better angle to thread this one in here without cross-threading it. Et voila! Boom. Now, I need to find the middle spot in there, which is somewhere around here. Okay. And then I need to take that 10 mil that I've misplaced somewhere, found it, and then do it over here. You have to try to keep them aligned, so when you're screwing the screws, the bolts in, try to screw both of them about the same amount, and by doing that, you know, you keep it on center. And as you can see, it's actually moving a lot left and right. That's the part I said you have to put more in order to do a better job, so you don't scratch the crash bar. They seem pretty tight to me. See if I can do a bit more. It's already bending in, especially the bottom one, because it has less material on it, as this one has the screw over. Also, the other thing is you don't want them extremely tight, because when you're having a lay down, you want them to move. You don't want them to be too stiff, otherwise they will slip, they will snap, they will break, they will do something like this, and that's not what you want. You want them to move, to fold in, to do things, but not to break, because if they move, you can always put them back. I'm also using 2 zip ties to go back on here. So I'm leaving a loop. I'm turning the cable so it's facing this way, and then there you go. So I'm having a zip tie in here to start with. Come on, small zip ties. It's just a small cable that doesn't require much, so you don't need a lot. And then the next one, I'll be fitting it over here, just where and feed it through behind the headlight. So I'm zip tying just where the, what is this, the crash bar bolts onto the frame. Okay, let me grab it from there. Nice, because I want everything to be nice and tidy. And then at the end, once I make sure everything works is fine, I will cut all these zip ties, so I don't want them to hang around, flip around, and stuff like that. And you always want to leave a loop at the back so the cable is not in a lot of tension, and you can also adjust it and you still have enough cable to do so. Perfect. Alright, so I've been doing a bit of work behind the camera, trying to figure out how to connect all of this with what I have in the garage. In the end, I came across a Parkside box that has these connectors. So I've been using red and blue together with their clothing that I don't know where I misplaced it, somewhere around. There you go, this one. So I've been using the cables, doing all the stuff, boring electrical work. Let me know if you want to see this sort of stuff, every single step, every single process. But if I'm gonna make a video like that, it's gonna be an extremely long video. But let me know if you want to see that or not. But anyway, I went back to this. So what happened here is I have 2 cables, one from the other projector, one from this projector, and they kind of go like this. Yellow together with yellow, red with red, and black is the negative. So I connected the black to the cable that it was for this one, because it's actually quite thick and it has a 10 amp fuse, and this was, they don't use that much electricity because they are LED. So I fitted them to the minus of this. I just cut all the cables, and then black from the projectors they go to black. And also in this way I can actually disconnect all of them if I want to for the future, so they look like this. If something bad happens or anything like this, I can just always disconnect them with no issues. But because I don't want to have them hanging like this, I got these covers. Unfortunately I don't have any black ones, so after I do all of them I can just put some black PVC isolating tape so it doesn't have all the colors inside the bike in there. The reason they are all still loose is because I haven't tested it yet, so in case I need to do any work, it's easy to get in here. One thing I need to mention is, if you're doing this, keep track of all the cables, because the last thing you want is to do the cables here and then realize that you cannot route them because they're already connected, because you can disconnect them up to a point. I'll be doing the cowboy connection in here, which means we have minus in here. Okay, can I wedge it in there? There you go. Now we don't need contact because you go straight on. Okay, so you made a little sound in here, which means they are connected. There's power through. So what we have here. Okay, so this is blue, and if I press on it, completely off. Okay, so this one completely dies, which is good. That means it's not using power, it's not draining the battery. And now the next step is to take the controller and see what we have. Ha ha ha! High beam, low beam, boom. Low beam, high beam. That's nice, that's very nice. Well, job done. Oh, I'm getting tired. I probably shouldn't exhaust myself. It's already 9 o'clock. Been here for hours and hours, but I cannot stop. So the show must go on. So what I'll be doing now is I'll be trying... Actually, I can use the lighter or I can use a heat gun. I'm not sure which one would be better. I can use a heat gun adapter. I'm already here. There you go. I'm using a match. Okay, so if they're closing nice enough, no water should go in there. Boom, one done, a few more to go. Also try not to set them on fire while doing this, because you can get easily carried away. Don't ask me how I know that. It might be from experience, or probably was me trying to find out what's the burning point of them. You'll never know. Okay. Need to try to make them a bit nicer so they close properly in here. Also, you see, don't do that. You can press on them once when they're hot, so they close like that. I just literally said, be careful not to set them on fire, and this is what I'm literally doing. Very good, very nice. Look at that, beautiful. You can close them. I need to close the black stuff as well. Red one, beautiful, and over here as well. See, they even take the shape of the cables and stuff. So in this way water doesn't go in. Not a lot of water goes in. I need to make them sit all nice. So this is the cable that goes to the battery. Yeah, I had to double check I've disconnected it. That one is gonna sit like this. Are the cables from the projector lights. This is the one coming from the other side, and this is the one from the top. So basically I have these ones like this, this one's like this, this one's like this. This one, it's a tad longer. The black stuff is this one. So why is not sitting straight? Because it's not letting this one. See, there you go. Lovely jobly. And like this, I can tape them. Then I just go, very good, very nice. Chicken nugget, look at that. Beautiful. Like this. Okay, let's go back so I can do the other end. And like this, they're nice and black and you don't see them. Word of advice now, as they're already tightened things in here. Yes. Don't make this tape, just over. I'm sure you know what I mean. So cut a bit longer. Yes, you see. Watch your fingers. And this part, many people are tempted to put it just over, but then it's gonna be a complete pain in the ass to unwrap it if you ever need to be in here. What you can do is you can do this. You fold this part in here, just like this, and then you tape what else you have in there. So next time when you or somebody needs to be in here, you'll find this flap and you just undo it and everything is exposed, rather than trying to work with this mess. And yes, I know there are better options to do this whole thing in here, but I had to work with what I have in the garage, and I find it good enough. When I'll be getting more supplies in the garage, then that's when I can do it as per my requirements. Because one thing I was not expecting is for these bad boys not to come with power cable, because this is what it threw me off. They do not come with a power cable. They only come with, you saw the cables, and from there you have to connect it to something, and that's what it really threw me off. I won't be bothering with fitting the cables now in there because I'll be having another set of cable going in there, which is the heated grips. And from what I learned, to do the heated grips, you actually need to cut them open because of the way they are made. But in order to do that, what I would like to do first is to take the bar ends out, which is, what is this, a 5 mil. Okay, I need to do everything. Okay, I was not expecting that. Wow, come on. No, what's this? Go like this? No, because I need to feed the handguards as well. I think I might need to put a racket in here. Ah, wow. Yeah, maybe it's just mine, but there is a lot. Why is it so tight? Only now it comes loose. Okay, there's glue as well. Anyhow, this is not the throttle, so this theoretically it's easier to deal with. My god, I feel so bad cutting this out. I really don't want to cut it out. In the name of upgrades. Wow, this is stuck, bro. I was really thinking this is gonna help, but I feel like it doesn't. Taking a small bit out, I need to take a bit more from it. And yeah, it actually helps. Gotta say, I admire their quality. No denial in that. There is absolutely no denial in that. But I think I will never get over the scare I had with the engine oil. This one seems a bit smaller. Yeah, a tad, which means I can take these controls and put them slightly out. I wonder where is gonna be the best place to fit this one. Well, based on this clutch, I can't take it too much out. But I can bring the clutch out a little bit as well, and that will give me the same amount of space. Let me try to fit it like this first. And by doing this, I can see where exactly this one sits, but I think it's perfect like this. So I can go like this. I'm assuming, I think this one, once I push it all the way in, it stays there. Damn! And they want glue on it? I'm so tempted to put some lube on this, but that's extremely not a good idea. Ooh, wee! How much? Too much. It went in? Tiny bit. Yeah, I'll be back. Fun stuff. I managed to push this one to this point where I can actually fit the handguards. I had to use, well, the motorcycle gloves to give me more grip and to stop my hand from hurting, and I got it all the way there. I wanted to move this one closer, but it wouldn't move, and I noticed there is this bit in here sticking out, and this one goes in this hole over here. The problem is I really do have to move this one in order to bring the clutch closer, because otherwise the clutch hits. This is all I can do. These are also sport heated grips, because, well, they were on offer, and funny enough, they have kind of the same texture as the other ones, but they are slightly shorter, so probably adventure might work better unless you want to do this stuff. So I'm thinking, if I cut this one flush, come on, I don't want to use the Dremel on this. I can also take these 3, 4, 5 screws. Gotta say, nothing on this project so far has been easy, and when I say project, I mean fitting all these accessories. Every single thing gave me a problem, gave me an issue. I was thinking that I will be done with everything by now, but I think I actually might have to deal with it tomorrow as well. And I hope this doesn't have metal on the inside. This is what I need to take out and put a bit of tape over this hole. Bring the mirror closer. Job done. Wow. Should I just... of course, this doesn't open enough. Fantastic. But I do have a much tougher one that bends less and gives me more control, and I cannot leverage on the casing. It's making marks on the casing as well. Bloody fantastic. Does a cut in this fit? Of course not. So I'm hoping by using this one I can actually wear it down completely, and let's see how that works. Well, it's working. You cannot stop a man with a Dremel. Perfect. Wow. Like the factory made it. So back to business. So this one goes here, this one goes here, and it fits nicely in there. I know that one is on dead center, so if I am to use the dead center, it's gonna fit something like this. Let's put the screws. The long one, it's on the rear in case you get it confused. Am I saying this right? No, it's just me. Having these ones in, very nice. I'm just gonna bring them close, and once I have it in the position I want, that's when I will be tightening them. I'm assuming this is the right position for them, and against this is tight, this is tight, it's tight. I can see why they fitted that thing, because these 2 screws are not enough to hold it in one place, so they came up with that plan. What I can do is I can fit some sticky tape in there or something like this. Well, mate, honestly, this is enough, even if you get rage. Ah, it's fine. Drago there, giving me the eyes. I want to move this one closer to see what's the deal there. I think it's an 8 in here. There you go. Oh, this is loose already. Interesting enough. And now this one, please don't tell me it has the same thing, because that will drive me mad. How close I can fit it here? Question. Does this work as it should? This one goes like this one goes like this, one stays in there, so I need to turn it in a little bit, so this one has to go a little bit. Oh, nope. Maybe where this one is, you know how far this one goes. This far. Does it go any further? No. Let me tighten it. It goes a little bit. Come on. Oh. Nope. Time to get the bear glove. Okay. Funny enough, when I was pushing it this way. Aha! It moved a little bit more. Ah, this shit doesn't need glue. Yep, it's clearing it. Doing a little touch. It's fine. Because anyway, I'm riding like this with one finger. Even like that, it's plenty in there. Ooh, but in case I ever want to use it completely, I can do it. So that's done, that's done. I won't fully tighten this tube because it's either on this side or on the other side. I will see which one will be deciding, or where. Maybe on here, if a place. I need to feed the controller as well, so I'm not too sure where to have the controller for them. In the meantime, I can start with the other side. Can I turn this one furthermore? Yes, I can. Yeah, about that much. Yeah, looks fantastic. Telebombastic. And then this one, it's up. Ah, you see? This wasn't too bad. Let's hope this side goes smoother, and let's hope I didn't jinx it. What do we have? My god, I think this is gonna have the exact same thing. This is the throttle side, which means I cannot apply the same amount of force I did on the other side. And also here, yeah boy. Let me see, maybe it needs as well. No, it doesn't. They say I need to cut all these ribs because they made the mark inside, and all this needs to be smoothened out in order to fit the other grip. Yeah, because all of this is gonna stop you from doing anything. And I have a feeling, as this one looks pretty identical, it's gonna be the same with the stuff in there. But in order to make this one shorter, I also need to carry it like this in order to bring it out, because well, this is the bloody brake, so I really don't want anything in the way. So let me measure it, and the best way to do that is to do it with this over. And this one can only go up to this part, which leaves me with this. Carry it out and then bring this one out. I have a question. What's inside? Curious if this is the same. I think it's gonna be much easier to work on the bench and then have it fitted in here, just because of the way things are. I'm feeling this is exactly the same. Come on, boy. Damn, it doesn't move. So what, is the top coming off the bottom? Why the bottom is so stuck in here? Yes, exactly same thing, even though this hole is here. I think it might be easier. I can make a new hole. But this motherfucker is not coming out. But given the fact that this is the throttle and stuff, I think it's better to have it sitting in one place, not moving around. Come on, bruv. What did I do wrong? I think I need to stop. I'm losing patience. I will stop after I finish with taking this one off. Bloody believable. This shouldn't be this hard. I think this one is grease inside as well. There's a lot of friction on it. All this needs to be smoothed out. Sounds like this is a job for tomorrow. Got a bit carried away and I did some work behind the camera. Let me bring you up to speed. All I did was to fit this heated grip, but as easy as it sounds, it was bloody complicated, because in the end I had to remove the handlebar. First I just loosened up from here, but that didn't work out, so I had to completely take it off, push it to the left, extend a bit the clutch cable, and then undo these ones. And as I said, I was having a pin under and I managed to slide it out. Once I slide it out, I noticed also that it was a bit stiff, even though it was brand new. It wasn't as smooth as I wanted, so I applied some silicone WD-40 in there. That theoretically should work like a charm for what's inside there, because this is fly-by-wire. And I test fitted the heated grip, and obviously this was shorter, as you remember, on that side. So I had to cut a few mil out of the plastic throttle that's inside there. And once I cut that one, I test fit it, and obviously it's gonna be too much in there for that hole where this one was sitting. So here I decided to do a different approach. There I just cut it out and put it, but since this one has the emergency control and is the actual throttle and also where the front brake is, I thought this was more important. So what I actually did, I took some drill bits and did a 4 mil hole 6.6 mil out from the center of this one, which brings me to this position. So now it all fits nice and dandy in there, and when I'm gonna put the handguard over here, it's gonna be a nice tight finish. Also, I want to bring out the brake lever a bit forward, because on full it's touching over there, as you can see. And also I tried in different position this heated grip before I glued it, because it went so smooth on the actual plastic throttle. Also, I've used this head, worked like a charm. And once that one was done, I test fitted it, making sure I have the right position for it. Applied the super glue. Iki says super glue for heat grease, but I think it's just standard super glue. Yeah, contains cyanocrylate. Yeah, it's the standard super glue. And now it's here. Also, before I fitted everything, I applied some white grease. So now the throttle is extremely smooth. It was even better than before, and this one is also waterproof. So when I'll be going through puddles and stuff, I shouldn't have any issues. And probably you remember that I was having all of this fitted in here. Well, I bought some ultra heavy duty expensive drill bits that completely failed in here. It did nothing. I used a 3mm and a 6mm. No, I've used them on my, so this is 2mm in thickness. I made the hole with these ones in my 4.5mm thick car ramps, ultra heavy duty car ramps, and in under 30 seconds it drilled a hole on the handlebar, and carefully it drilled through. So the drill bits are amazing. Definitely the best drill bits I ever had. But I don't know what this thing is made of, but I'm this close. Maybe this much. To buy a plasma cutter just to make a hole in that, and yeah, probably melt other things in the future. Somebody suggested and use a puncher on this side and basically go so hard on it that it's gonna push all the metal around through this washer. Not too sure what to think about that, given the fact of how this worked. I mean, the Dremel doesn't have an issue cutting this with a cutting disc, but I have nothing to make a hole that has the same strength as a cutting disc for the Dremel. Anyhow, let's carry on with the next step, which, looking on the workbench, I have the mirrors, the double take mirrors, so I can fit those. I have, well, actually, I did not finish with the heaty grips. I'm not sure where I'm rushing, because yeah, this stuff is not connected. So yes, now this is the step I need to do now. I fitted the cable, the power cable, all the way from the battery. Same route, just like the other one. Through here, under here, pull it out. I've noticed that it works much better when you bring it out through here. Take the cable out, you put it back in, you take it out from under this one, and then once you have it all out through here, you feed it up through this hole in here, and once you feed it all out, you feed it back in and you bring it out over here. So now that I have the cable where I need it to be, I need to feed the controller. I had a play around the controls and I came up with this option. So I want to fit on this mirror, because I have the lights here already. I want to fit the switch on the mirror for the projector lights. And I noticed for when I was having on the Transalp, it works much better using my left hand rather than my right hand to control this one. So I want, well, this was 45 degrees bend. I played in different position, which nothing worked out. I'm not sure what they designed this bracket for. So since nothing worked out on this bike, I thought to myself, you know what I want actually this? It's either here, which is a bit impossible to fit, and it might actually hit the tank in here. Yeah, this doesn't work out. Anyway, I was thinking I can put it here in exact this position. Out of everything, easy to access, just behind the mirror. I think it works perfect, but this hole is too far, so I decided to put a new one. I measured this one, a 10mm hole would work the best. So back to the vise. I've bended it a little bit. Sorry, I keep getting carried away and working without the camera. So I had it here, bend it, use the hammer to make a nice 19-degree bend, and now I'm fitting in there. I'll be making this hole with this new drill bit set that actually they need oil, so they need to be lubed. That's what she said. So once I lube my drill bit, let's put a hole in here. That's too much force. And let's be careful not to drill my hand. Okay, a bit more oil, and I actually want to do an adjustment. Let me bring this one here. So in this way, I don't have to hold it and risk drilling my hand. And I can apply more force to it. Okay, there's smoke coming out. More oil. Opa! And it feels, let's apply more oil to this, so it's lubed for next time. They're all covered in oil, and it helps them keeping the rust away. After playing with these cables for a little bit, I think I found the right way of putting them around. So what I've zip tied these big cables connections to this one, and they go to that side, and they loop around. And then I have this cable that goes over, and remember this one goes down under in there, together with the cable from the heated grip that goes under. But I removed the cable from this right heated grip from this side, went around, put it on this way, down in here, and went through this hole in the frame and connected on this side. So in this way, I cluttered there a bit, and because there's more space on this side. And as I said, that cable is looping around here and goes back, doesn't look too bad in here. And also it's clearing the headlight behind, because this radiator is gonna get really hot, especially in the summer. So there's enough airflow for this. So I wanted to fit back the cable for the clutch, which doing this, the job went extremely easy. So I was like, okay, something weird is happening. And what actually happened, it disconnected from the engine side. But if you look closely, when I was trying to fit it back, I removed this rubber and water started coming out, a lot of it, and keeps dripping down, which this is not good, especially if I'm planning to do long trips and have it for a long time. So what I need to do is that I took it out again, removed the, I don't know how you call this one, align these two, take it. It does have a rubber grommet in here on the other side as well, but for some reason water managed to get in, and it's a lot of water. So there are some special funnels to do this, but I like to use Chenin Blanc differential and manual transmission fluid blend from Sainsbury's. Even has a purer. I usually use this for the chain, but since this is just diff oil together with manual transmission oil, it's perfect for this setup. I have to be on this side so I can see when it's actually oil coming out, so I can stop. But the idea is simple. Hold this one up, pour on this cable, and wait to drip on the other side, just like this. And at the same time, try not to make a mess. It usually goes smoother if it's warm and if you do this. You don't need a lot, just a few drops here and there, and a few mils is actually enough, because there's not a lot of space inside there, obviously. So don't expect to put 100 mil, things like this. Water coming out, it looks very watery down. That means the oil is pushing the water out. And also with this occasion, I want to put some grease on the controls as well, which is the gear and the brake lever. And to be honest, I will do the bottom ones as well, just to be on the safe side, since I'm going green laning. I like to have everything nice and lubed. Yeah, I know it's boring and it's a long process. Well, it gotta be done if you want to avoid breakdowns and have a good working bike. Yeah, I think I'll be buying a funnel for this. I'm too impatient. Or maybe I should move to a syringe. I don't have a needle. Yeah, but this one is quite full in here. Come on. One eternity later. I was right when I said it's gonna take an eternity. It took an eternity. And I'll definitely be buying one of those funnels for it, because I'm not gonna do this thing again. But I have some oil coming out now, mixed a little bit with water. It looks a bit like this, but there is not going in anymore in here, maybe a drop or two. What I noticed is that the gravity pulls it down slowly. When I pull this one, you see, it keeps going in, so there is absolutely no more friction on it anymore. Well, because it was the other rubber grommet holding it. But I like where it's now. I'm not sure if I should put more until clear oil is coming out, but it's difficult to pour now because I can only pour 1 or 2 drops max, as is full. So I'm having that issue at the moment. One, that's it, it's full. Maybe 1 drop now, half a drop more. Oh, so 2 drops, there you go, it's full. So 2 drops and it doesn't do anything more. And obviously in time more oil is gonna drop down until it's gonna be bloody full. To show you what's happening, it's this white stuff coming out with oil, butter, but it's extremely oily and slippery and keeps coming out. Actually, you know what, just to be on the safe side, I think I will try to pour more and more until clear oil is coming out. After an eternity, finally all the gray stuff from the clutch cable came out. Also put a rag in there because there was a lot of stuff coming out, but now clear oil started to coming out. This one it's also full here. I put back the rubber grommet. I start assembling. Also, while keeping an eye on this clutch cable and putting all the stuff in and draining it and all the things, I adjusted a bit the front brake lever. I fitted back all of this, including the phone mount and all the cables. Also played a bit with the clutch lever, finding the right position for it. And I moved into starting to assemble the handguards, which, yeah, those are fun as well. So I will be connecting this one on this way up. Okay, this one goes there. And then I have to connect this bad boy. Let's put this one back in here and I can check it after Saturday to see how it looks like. Then we got this one. Let's put it on the right way, which is like this. And then we have to put this bad boy. It came out again. Let's do it the other way around, where I'll be fitting this one in here. I think it's easier like this. Or not. Yeah, I will thread this one in. Come on, please don't cross thread. There we go. Come on. That's it. Attaboy. Yeah, I need to clean my hands. Well, I can actually use this now. Well, the dry part. The thread here is not amazingly smooth, but I don't want to put any grease on it or stuff like that, because it has to be tight. Okay, now we need to connect this one. Let me see if my trick works again. Et voila! Now I need to make the adjustments. Replay. Come on. So to do that, I undo this bad boy. Okay. Let me make sure everything is in the right place and where they should be. Okay. This is too little, I guess. Yeah, this should be fine. So I can work like this, fully disengaged. I will see on the road as well. Also, I want to put a bit of grease in here. What I like using is white leaping grease. I think it works best. Also, wait, don't do like last time where I spray the whole bike. Okay, let me put this one in there. It is dripping down. So now this is all nice and smooth. We clean all the excess. Very nice. Wow. Yeah, definitely a difference. Both of them together with an oil cable and a greased screw in here. See, it cleared a bit. Okay, nice. Exactly in there. Perfecto mundo. Very good, very nice chicken nugget. Fun part of this, they say they are color coded, so you don't know which one is left, which one is right. So you have to figure it out. And then they don't say which one this is left or right. So you have to figure it out. I noticed that there's a blue dot in here, or greenish, and the other one has a blue dot for greenish, while the other side it's yellow and this one is yellow. Funny enough, the only way I managed to make it work is green here and yellow here, and this one goes, I assume, over the cables or under the cables. Let's see, it goes like this in here. I guess the cables are going under it based on their position. Then I have to fit the rubber grommet, and this one works nicely, which I don't like that, is gravity pulls everything in. But I will see at the destination on Saturday how it's gonna be, how we can make it work. I have this silicone, can call it, which feels like it's a lot. Faded pull all around all this cable. And again, nothing came with instructions, with any idea, with absolutely nothing, which I'm not a big fan of, but I guess is what it is. Or I'm getting what I'm paying for. What do you think? Okay. Let me see. I feel like I want to rip all these cables away from here so I can fit this one in the right position somewhere here, but it has to be actually lower down. Maybe this is way too awkward. Maybe this is the right position, like this. Yeah, it looks like it's like this. There's not. Opa, that dropped as well. Let's pull this one through. Opa, my glove. I just managed to get it in the position. Please don't. Of course, my Allen key is on the other side. Why would it be close to me? Also, I noticed that I should. Let's see what space I have, because I'll show you now. I'm assuming this is like this, which is perfect. So it protects everything left and right as much as it should. But this one is hitting on the adjuster of the clutch. See here, you already made a tiny marker, is just a bit of dirt. So in this case, I either bring my lever up, which I don't want to, because when I'm riding standing is not a good idea. So maybe the only way around it is to push it a bit so I can work in here, which is, oh, it came out from here, just something like this. Yeah, much better. Then I need a screw for there, which should be this one. So I have a screw at the bar end that came with Loctite, which is amazing. Ooh la la. Whoop, it went up. Let's hold it like this and then tighten it. Okay, that's pretty tight. Then we have these ones, which they moved. Alright, okay, that's tight, and of course it moved. Let me see if I can. Nope. I actually moved 1 or 2 mil, which means I can still make the adjustment in there. One done, another one to go. Oh, also on this side, in order to make the matters nicer, funny thing is when you're trying to figure them out, I see a different dose. Somebody play with the marker in there for some reason, and this is, yeah, green something. You can also fit it in both ways, like this or like this, but at least we know that this one has to fit in here. Oh, yes, because I moved my brake lever out now. It's hitting on this. Also, I noticed that I had to move my clutch lever more in towards the bike because, again, it was hitting on the protector, and also this point was too far out somewhere. Same thing here. My hand is here. This is my finger. So I pushed it too much in. Has to go the other way. Bam, bam. So let's undo this one again, bit by bit, both of them, because you don't want to put too much pressure on only one of the threads. So maybe that's what it needs to be done, because what's happening is this. So I said that I can actually move the pipe to be out of my way, this one, but where it's touching, it's the banjo bolt. So even if I turn this one like this, so to move the pipe of the way, it's still gonna touch in here. Let me try something else, which means I'll be loosening this one up again. I really hope I'm gonna finish tonight. Based on the angle it has, especially here, and the handlebar, I actually don't think I can move it too much like this, because the angle on this end is gonna change so much that it's not gonna align with the handlebar. So let me see. You see? If I move it like this, the angle goes like that, so there's no way I can tighten it. So the handguard is gonna dictate the position it wants to be, and then I fit the brake lever based on that. Interesting. So what's max? Yeah, this is too much, and down this is too much. This is the position exactly here. This is dead center. It's moving on here, and now it's moving on there. This is the position. Let me tie the end. Okay, so it's here. Yes, let's leave the end just like that. I'm not gonna tighten it more, and then let me tighten this one. I'm about to lose a screw. Come on. Hey, I retrieved it. Does this has a up or down? No, so it fits both ways. Ideally for my OCD is to have this join on the other side. I don't see it or align with his, but given the fact of how everything went, I can't be bothered to change it now. Wait, this one is not fitting nicely. Come on, where it is not threading. Yeah, no, actually, I don't have enough space. You also want to tighten both of them at the same time, so they go equal. Almost there. I can adjust this, because at the moment, the ball of the bar end hits on the screw, so it has to go a bit that way. I just want to clear it. I don't want it too much. There we go. And now, literally, actually, this part in here, it sits on this, let's say, bone. So I cannot put my lower than this. This would be the lowest it would go, and it's perfect for my hand in here. Interesting design, I would say. It works as it should, and it's clearing the heated grip as well. Anyway, 2 fingers, 1 finger, they both work well. Why I'm using this like a fixed ranged? About this much. Testing, 1 2 1 2. Testing. What is hitting here? It's hitting there. I can apply a bit of greasy as well in there, so I know everything is nice. Mirror. I actually need to take this adapter out and see what I have on the mirror. Put the tank back, connect the cables, and test the grips. I haven't tested the grips yet. Need to check that as well. So I finished fitting the mirrors now. I also fitted the light switch for the projector lights. I've attached it to the bracket of the mirror, but also I had to bend the bracket from the heat controller a bit up, because this is too narrow, and I couldn't find anything to put it in there to fill up to the right diameter, but I bent it over, and yeah, it's sturdy now, easy to press, and it's next to all the lights as well. I'm thinking maybe to slightly bend this one in, so it has not much. I think to have a nicer position from there. But this is how the cockpit. Yeah. For English, press 1. So this is how the cockpit looks like now. I've also adjusted all of these bits in there. It should be fine. I remembered that I need to do this one as well. Here on the cable side, the cable management, I want to call it bracket. I should get an Allen key for that. That will be much more helpful. And if I remember right, it goes down in here. And then up and over with all of these cables now. Come on, boy. Make all of them nice and flat in there. They will find their own space pretty soon. And this one has to go in the hole in there. One at the bottom and one at the top. And try not to cross thread. It has a really weird angle. Doesn't quite align with anything. Maybe just this plate behind, but even this plate it's angled. Oh, there you go. Need 2 hands. Maybe I should have got the racket in here. We're getting there. So I want to make sure there are no cables that are okay. So this is all the space I need to go that side. Doesn't squeeze any cables, cuts them or anything like that. I want most of them to be quite free in here. Nice. What is this cable? Looks a bit stretched and it's from here. Let me address this issue. So we push this on, we push it there, and that should be enough now. And I need to do it again. Is this? Yeah. No. Is this? Yeah, boy. Okay. So this one goes like that. Very nice. That's done. Cable nice and dandy. And I have this one that goes actually here, if I remember wrong. Oh well. Let's see. Probably like that. So now all the cables are nice and dandy, including the clutch. This one is nice in there. That's nice in there. Ooh la la. Perfect. He almost looks OEM. Let me know what you think about how it turned out to be. We are having these cables hanging, which I don't want to put them in here, so I'll be putting them in the box. Let me pull them up. Okay, one is longer, or no, one got stuck. Yeah, one got stuck in the throttle body screw in there. We leave them in there. Can probably I'll be fitting a zip tie in here so they don't rattle. They don't know anything because they put a zip tie OEM there. So it's best to follow the same practice. And I hope this one is long enough. Yeah, boy. So I have both cables through the zip tie. Yeah, let me put in the same position. There you go. Remember, boys, the best way to cut zip tie is like this for the next person. What? Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Ouch. Nah, just joking. Goes nice and smooth. And if you want to go the extra mile, use a lighter, and that's gonna make it even nicer. Ooh. Okay, so full engine. Okay. Inspector sign. And a signature. My god, this one feels like a Mercedes AMG when they sign for the engine. Okay, so we got that there. They are slightly loose in there in case the tank and the pump needs some space in there. And then the rest we have to work in here. So we have this and we have this. Not too bad. Let's do the minus first. I connect them and then I put them into their place. I find that to be the better alternative. And this one has a hole, which means I have to take the whole screw out. There we go. Let's put it through this. Let's leave this one down. It's easier to work like this. Come on, straighten. Come on, don't cross thread in there. There you go. Very nice. And minus again with this cover seat, so I can probably bend it that way, both of them, and one to the right and in this way. Does it bend? Does it give me enough space? No. But what if I push this one this way, bend it that way? I fit it like this, and then let's make it tight. It's gonna be easier to bend. Put it like that. So putting the sleeve over. Not enough space in here. Yes, it is, boy. There you go. Well, not the prettiest, but does the job. Now we repeat the process on the other side, and this one looks about the same. Yeah, this one. Hey, don't get distracted back. I think I know who was here last. It was me last. And then we feed the other one. It goes nice? No, there you go. How should I do this one? Because this one doesn't have anything. I think this one maybe like this. And we push it like this. And then this. Fortunately, has to be like this. Maybe I can make a small cut into this plastic cover to accommodate them. But I should be fine, to be honest. And if I go like this, boom. Let me see if the wireless charger actually works. And the heated grips. Well, I'm assuming this means they work. Well, the bike is not started, so we can detect that. And we'll go in auto shut off. And the phone is charging. Hey. Yeah, boy. Also, let me see this. Is a kill switch? Yes. Completely stopped, so that means it doesn't drain the battery. And this one stopped, unfortunately. We got lights, high beam, low beam. Yeah, that's pretty bright. Yeah, I need to try this one with the bike on, but I'm not gonna start it at this hour. Well, back to the cable management, which means actually to have this area tidier, I'll be fitting them next to the ABS pump, which I'm tempted, to be honest, to take it out. But let's see later on for weight reduction and space saving and other reasons like that, because I don't usually use the ABS. I turn it off since it's mostly green laning. I want to have these two fuses in a good position somewhere, to be honest. There you go, one goes there, and I think the other one I will push it in the same place, facing the other way around, because I'm not sure how deep the saddle is gonna go. So just to be on the safe side, I'll be doing it like this. There you go, very nice. Oh yeah, I just realized I can't even start the bike to check the controller because there's no tank. So next on the list, we have to fit the tank. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what yet, so I will carry on with the tank. Okay, this has some fuel in it, baby. And this is not all the way, so went in. And what about this one? What's stopping it? Actually nothing. I just had to use more force and connect everything. I usually like to start from the other side. I know that's done and there's nothing in my way. And basically you have to trace your steps back, which is the plug for the pump. That's a click. And now we have the fuel line, and listen for the click. There you go. And then these two breather hoses, which thick is on the front. Honestly, come on. I'm starting to lose my patience. That means I had enough for today. I only managed to put the tip in. Of course, there was something else that didn't have to go right. Okay, got all in. Probably push them back in the bike. I feel like kind of pull them out. Okay, the tank went back as well. Let's see. Okay, and these ones, they free in here. That seems free. That means, my god, I didn't sweat it so much in 2 days. And now at the very end, this tank really showed me. I'm bloody believable. Need a shower now. I really want to see this bike complete. It's 10 mil in there. Let me see if this is big enough. That works. Almost. Of course, my OCD got distracted. That looks better. And theoretically, the final piece. Should I be fitting this? Not too sure. Also, I noticed, let me have some tools with me, as you never know, even though that I made a big tool bag with absolutely, well, I like to say absolutely everything, as much as I could get actually. I like the engraving on this. Should I turn it into a keychain? Well, not this big. That would be a massive overkill, imagine. Okie dokie. So this goes on the front. Is it? Please don't tell me you have fitting issues as well. There we go. So this one should be it. And then, voila! Ta-da! Ta-da-da-da! Looks good. I really like this one in here, the horn and the lights. I hate this one. I think it looks completely horrible. I really don't like it. I want to see if I can actually drop it here. It will be a bit more out of my way. But yeah, it looks good, even though that I find it a bit crowded with so many things on it. Yeah, maybe that's a thing for the future. Also, I noticed, if I'm not wrong, yes, this lever is lower than that one. Let me see where I can put this one. No, it's fine actually. Yeah, this saddle really puts me higher, gotta say, 100%. And it's damn hard. But yeah, it's nice to it's nice to actually move more on it all the way here. Yeah, I like this part. But and I like that it's indeed narrower. My legs almost straight now. Before I couldn't lock my knees. I mean, yeah, I don't have any knee protectors on me and I'm not having the motocross boots, but we shall see. And yeah, this phone mount is not that bad. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Oh yes, the screen protector over there. When I said that everything that could go wrong went wrong, I meant it. I've been fitting so many display screen protectors on phones and stuff, so I didn't thought it would be an issue fitting one in here. Somehow I managed to fudge it up. See that bubble? And I won't be able to stop looking at it because I know it's there. And also these screen protectors from AliExpress, which yes, they're AliExpress and they're cheap, and I think I might have got 4 instead of 2 because I got 2 packs and I thought, yeah, that's what I ordered, 2 screen protectors, but actually in each pack there are 2, so that gives me a total of 4. They are smaller, you see? The line ends here. It doesn't cover the full screen. You see where the line goes? Which is really weird. So yeah, going back and fixing this. I give up for today. I can't do it anymore. I removed the first screen protector. I tried to fit it back. That did not work. I throw it in the bin. I got the second screen protector, cleaned the whole display again, done everything properly. align it much better than the first one. And this is the result. Bubbles. Look at it. Massive bubble here, bubble there, bubble. Dust, actually, sorry, not bubbles. Well, the dust is making bubbles. Bloody horrible. I cannot. In the right, Rego? What do you say? Should I stop? Or should I carry on? Yeah. Well, based on that stretch, time to go to bed.